You can start on Amazon tomorrow and you can be a millionaire in less than 12 months. So this is my first YouTube video in a couple of years, and I'm making this because it's something that I very deeply believe in. So some people might be skeptical of me when I say this, but you can start on Amazon tomorrow and be a millionaire in less than 12 months. I'm making this video because we are at a time in which the fabric of society is becoming unraveled at an accelerated rate. Now, most people still don't want to come to terms with this, and they're trying desperately to block out what has happened over the past couple of years, but I want you to take a look at the raw facts here. Now, before I do that, I'd like for you to take a second and please just tastefully tap that like button for me. And make sure you're subscribed. It grows the channel, and the more the channel grows, the more I can dedicate my time and double down to share everything that I know. So back to the facts around modern society. Number one, company loyalty to employees is truly non-existent. And the employees, well, they reciprocate this in kind. In the days of IBM, it was common to become a company man. Work your entire career at one organization. Oh man, how have the times changed? So number two, lack of fulfillment plagues our society. We're the middle children of history, man. No purpose or place. We have no Great War, no Great Depression. Our Great War is a spiritual war, and our Great Depression is our lives. If you know, you know. So number three, we are on an accelerated path to serfdom in the form of hyper-productivity. Artificial intelligence and robotics, ultimately leading to universal basic income and the real-world manifestation of Huxleys Soma that he originally theorized about in Brave New World. For those of you that don't know, Soma is the perfect drug in Huxley's infamous novel, Brave New World. It is handed out for free to all the citizens of World State. In small doses, Soma makes people feel good. In large doses, it creates pleasant hallucinations and a sense of timelessness. When they experience strong negative emotions, citizens take a Soma holiday to distract them from the unpleasant feelings. The main character, John, sees Soma as a tool for societal control. He says that taking Soma makes citizens of the world state slaves. Look around, we are very close. I am here to present you with perhaps the last opportunity for both freedom and fulfillment. They say it's risky to start your own business, but when you zoom out, the risks of working your entire life to have maybe a decade of retirement and freedom with a failing physical body and reduced mental facilities, well, that's the only real risk here to me. Today, I am here to show you exactly how to find both wealth and freedom by using the Amazon platform. And this gets detailed, but I want to give you the keys to the game. Amazon is where I made my first $10 million, and I believe this strategy is largely accessible to all. It also makes for a pretty sweet life. I build brands on Amazon. I don't drop ship. I don't sell other people's products. I believe in the laws of entrepreneurship. Solving a problem and making someone else's life better is where you are rewarded with life-changing wealth. Now, creating your own brand, launching your own business, this might seem intimidating, but I want to show you how straightforward this formula is and how the Amazon platform destroyed all barriers to entry. 10 years ago, what I did, it wouldn't have been possible. Reaching millions of customers, it would have required my own warehouse, my own sales team, all this infrastructure that would have made it so hard for a young entrepreneur to break through. But here I am. I turned $3,000 in startup capital to a business that does over $30 million per year. God bless you, Jeff Bezos. We live on the beach in Puerto Rico. We travel around the world. I have time to take care of myself and my loved ones. So without further ado, here's how you're going to get rich and find fulfillment with Amazon FBA. All right, step one. First, we need to think about something you're really passionate about. Where do you find your flow? We all have hobbies. This is gonna be the basis of your brand. I like fitness. I like martial arts. I like golfing. I like yoga. Those are all hobbies that I am passionate about. So I'd focus on one of those particular niches. My first company, it was a supplement brand, and I just love that world. Human optimization, getting more out of your mind and body, it resonates with me. And so I built the Genius brand around my interest in personal development. That was 7 years ago before personal development was cool. Step number 2, you need to find your flagship product. There's two ways to think about this, and I cover both in my mentorship, but the easiest way to do this is to look around at some products that you use the most in your world. You need to identify where is there something that you can improve upon. So a couple examples of this. In my niche, I'll discuss pre-workout. At the time, there were natural products, but they were very foo-foo, earthy, and often underdosed. There were some clinical dosed, very strong products. At the time, Jim Stepani's brand was taking off and people were starting to appreciate, what was needed for true workout performance. But all of those products, they were filled with artificial flavors, sucralose, Ace K, like really nasty stuff if you did your research. And so I identified the opportunity there and I decided to make my own clinically dosed, but still all natural products. That's how the Genius brand was born. I was just modifying something that was out there, making it unique, making it different. So step number 3, you need to get your brand made. I think this is where people start to get intimidated, but I want to break this down very easily for you all. Before we get into the manual effort, I actually want to showcase some of the AI tools that I've been using lately. You can actually use them pretty much for the entire process nowadays. All right, so Namelix here. Check this out. AI is incredible. I'm not pushing these tools. I just think there's something that you can use to kind of spark your own creativity. AI is getting so good. So let's say this whole exercise, I'm going to do a natural beauty brand. So natural beauty brand. Let's generate this. They give you the option. How much randomness do you want? So I'm going to go for balance. I want more creative results. Next, they're going to take you to the name style. So you can do alternative spelling, compound words, 2 words, short phrases, etc. Let's just leave it up to them. All styles. And look at this. I mean, these are some pretty money names here. Like immediately, I'm like, okay, Aloha Naturals. I want to lean into some Hawaiian vibe. I'm thinking like Kona Coffee, but for beauty all of a sudden. Koala Skin, Luteina, some branded ingredients in the beauty products, like lutein, pure blends. I mean, it's just absolutely money. All right, so let's say we choose one of these names. I'm going to use Vita Lux because I like luxury. So let's use Vita Lux. Now we're going to come over to Luca and check out how they start putting your branding together for you. This wasn't an option 5 years ago. I don't even think this was an option 3 years ago. So beauty, health and beauty. So pick some other inspirational logos here. And again, this is where, you're still relying on your own creativity. So I'm thinking luxury. So I'll probably lean into something like this. That's a little more classy. I'd like to meet kind of the classy meets, this is more of like a tech feel. I'd love to land somewhere between there. That's a good look. That's a good look. All right, let's continue. For colors, I'll go purple and red. Don't ask me why. And some symbolic styles, wellness, skincare. And let's go with that. Let's see what they come up with this. So they're generating some logos for our review. Like these are extremely solid here, guys. Extremely solid. If nothing else, they can start to get you a baseline. They can start, helping you work with your designer. All right, next here, I want to show you like what my process of actually working with a designer looks like. You see me, put out these beautiful published brands, and you probably think there's some super sophisticated, complex process. It's actually very straightforward. Now, I found my first designer on Upwork. You could find them on Fiverr, 99 Designs. Designers are pretty easy to find. So jumping in here really quick, guys, check this out. This was actually a document I put together for a beauty brand, a functional beauty brand. And I wanted to do, beauty products with functional ingredients. And so this is what the entire document looked like that I passed off to the designer for the first go. I had, our leading competitor, which at the time was Coco Kind. This is about a year old. And you can see Coco Kind here, kind of get a feel for the whole branding and positioning. You got to let the creatives do what they do. You just got to give them inspiration and guidance. I pulled together, something for the logo I wanted. I was thinking the word mark with the plus sign. This was really something that I found, to be attractive and could exist in this space. I brought them some other brands, Goop, all these, other ones that you can look up. And then for packaging, I start to use Behance. And Behance is just, it's owned by Adobe. It's a portfolio platform where everyone's bringing together, their work, their ideas. And this is where you get inspired. This is where you find creativity. I believe us as humans, we're best when we're creating and we're best when we're getting inspired. And so, going to Behance, thumbing through different projects, getting a feel for how you want your own packaging to look. But this is the entire process. Let me pull up a couple more for you here. But again, designers, they want their stuff seen. They put a lot of work into this. They lay it all out, different color tones. And again, this is nothing I thought of or created. I am just leveraging, the modern trends, what people are attracted to, what's already out there, just getting in sync with that, and then creating your own rendition of it. It's highly underrated, and very few people actually do it on Amazon. Kara Roots, same deal here. And so really quick here, just on the screen too, this is what came of Earth and Lindy. Like, we had a bunch of different concepts and ideas that came together. Designer busted them out. It wasn't expensive. My same designer has been with me for 5 years. He lives in Romania. So step number 4, if you have no money, or even if you do, this has been the biggest game changer of the past 2 years. Create niche content and build your launch list, your launch group. So these right here are 2 of my favorite examples. These 2 young men, they started with 0. They created content on TikTok. They started telling their story. They gathered a launch list. And now both of their brands are pacing 7 figures in year 1. If you have capital or you have a brand already, you can use the initial launch list to launch strong on Amazon and do the things needed to trigger the marketing machine and create a winner. But if you don't have any capital, you can use that list to sell on Indiegogo or Kickstarter. This is a way of bootstrapping your first production run and starting from absolutely nothing. Bottom line is that if you're gonna succeed on Amazon, you're going to need a community you can count on for a lot of your first purchases, and you need individuals that are bought in and they care a lot about your brand, and they emotionally resonate with you. You don't need to be the face of this either. There's plenty of ways to do it, but I do recommend not being a and just starting to create some content. The most elite form of launch community that you can have here is somewhere where you can instant message and hyper interact with individuals. So as you build your launch community, this is how you think about it. Number 1, at the top of that totem pole, you have Discord and Facebook groups, both options where you can hyper communicate with individuals. Number 2, some sort of SMS list. Personally, I like to use Avocado. It's a great texting software. Number 3, email. It's just less efficient nowadays. Step number 5, laying the SEO foundation for your launch. I want to show you exactly how to think about this, and I'll show you some of the groundwork on a new product that I'm actually launching next month. I don't jump into Amazon looking for a niche like a lot of the, gurus recommend. I make something that I know will improve customers' lives, and then I back into the search data. So this step is a little more complex, but I want to help you understand the Amazon flywheel. So I want you to look at blogs and how they rank on Google. Every piece of content that they put out, it's an opportunity to rank on a unique search, and then the more searches that they rank on, the more the entire website presence will be lifted. Amazon is actually the exact same. Most people just don't know this. You want to organically rank on as many searches as possible, and in the process, you're gonna boost your entire listing. Most people hyper focus on their hero keyword, but the hero keyword isn't something you can actually rank on in the beginning anyways. So as I go through my keyword research, all in, I'm compiling a list of probably 150 keywords. I do this in Helium 10. As I'm mapping everything out, I start jotting down on a Word document the highest opportunity 20 words and phrases. So I'm gonna put these in the title, and I'm gonna design my launch around these winning phrases. Good opportunity words are judged by their Cerebro and Magnet IQ score. I'm looking for stuff that is over 10,000. That tells me that there is a good ratio of high search volume and low competitors on this specific search. All in all here, you're basically looking for total search volume between all of your searches of at least 10,000 that you can win on. There is some nuance here, but that's generally a good rule of thumb to prove out a new product. And it's not a lot either. So step number 6, this is the moment of truth. You're actually launching on Amazon now. If you want a complex breakdown of what a product launch looks like, request it in the comments, or even hop over to my IG, shoot me a DM. I want to see how many people actually care about the nitty gritty and really changing their life. But what I want you guys to know here is that if you can master the launch period, you will have yourself an e-commerce asset that makes money for years. You have to think of yourself as an orchestrator of a symphony, and you're coordinating the movement between all of these different levers that you need to pull that are ultimately going to make up a beautiful launch. You get your reviews, you get enough velocity, you get some outside traffic. 90 days later, Amazon says, wow, this product is awesome, and we need to start showing it to everyone else on our platform. For whatever reason, after this period, Amazon rewards you with tremendous consistency and stability. It's the center of their model. I am the Genius CEO. I want to know what you want to know. So drop that in the comments, give me a shout on IG, whatever. I've built 7 multi-million dollar brands. I've exited to private equity. I love sophisticated digital marketing. I study propaganda, behavioral psychology, human performance, algorithms, you know, all that stuff that will actually make you rich in this decade. Welcome to my wonderful web of digital wealth and fucking freedom.